Welcome back to my channel. How much things can you cook from a garden cabbage? Let's go and see. Morning starts with the sun, and our motivation starts with your subscription. So, look at the harvest. Cabbage today is so big and juicy. And we remember rustic, no-waste philosophy. Everything will be cooked in 3 most delicious ways. We peel cabbage from the biggest, darkest leaves. That's not good for food. But together, it looks like a big green rose, isn't it? By the way, the kind of flowers like small cabbage roses really exists. It's called brassica. Heavy, but that means would be a lot of good food. First thing to do is sauerkraut, or like we call it, fermented cabbage. This is a real treasure for your stomach. With a ton of vitamins and fiber, this side dish will be amazing in winter when it's no access to fresh veggies. Everyone has its own recipe of fermenting. Someone prefers big pieces, other one thick, like noodles. And there are people who cook a whole cabbage. In our family, we like to grate it. It's gonna be comfortable to chew and serve on the tables. And personally, I think it's tastier. Is sauerkraut popular in your country? Write in the comments. Fermented cabbage is a must-have of post-Soviet countries. We like to ferment and pickle veggies for the winter. It's not only a way to get fiber and vitamins in cold times, but also a very good addition to the celebration as a snack. For better taste and texture, I add carrots. Also, you can put some sour apples. Don't be surprised. Ukrainians can ferment even a watermelon. Separate from cabbage, sure. Salt will help me. All the cabbage with carrots goes into the special barrel. It's a traditional Ukrainian wooden barrel to keep all kinds of food, and for fermenting called dizhka. The only one thing we need for the process, a very salty water. And after some time, magic will be done. Rustic life is wonderful. Need something? Your supermarket is just in your own garden. And it's free because you have already paid by your hard-working character and labor. For piquancy, I add some authentic Ukrainian veggie, horseradish. It's hot, bitter, but very unique, like ginger, for example. We often make sauces from it to serve with meat and bread. Interested in Ukrainian rustic life? Then subscribe and see more. Time to move on. Next step is making cabbage rolls, one of the most important dish that known all over the world, with different names and recipes. Cabbage rolls are also known like rolls of grape sleeves. The main idea, filling with rice, meat, or veggies, stewed by itself or in the sauce. In Ukraine, we call it holubtsi, when roll into the cabbage and dolma, when it's in grapes. Historically, dolma is Oriental and Balkan dish. So, in Ukraine, it's more about South regions to cook sometimes. But every region here surely loves cabbage option. We even have a lazy way. Write in the comments, and I cook it. I boil cabbage to make leaves soft, impossible to roll. Meanwhile, I started to fry carrots and onions for filling. Holubtsi is a really dish for everyone. You can make them with meat, fish, or vegan as you wish. Universal and very delicious. We prefer grinded meat. It's a great combo. If you want rolls to be juicy, don't forget the tomatoes. By the way, in ancient times, Ukrainians made rolls of beetroot leaves with pork and buckwheat. With a legend, Jewish people brought this modern recipe here. Cabbage leaves has almost no taste, so I season my filling well. But even with it, this dish is very tender, especially while eating with sour cream. Yes, Slavic people don't live without sour cream. It's not a myth. I said I'll show you 3 ways to cook cabbage, but it's a bonus dish. How can be something Ukrainian without borscht? And the cabbage is an ingredient too. It makes soup thicker, tastier, and adds textures. Modern recipe of borscht includes meat or fish, or it could be vegan. Also, potatoes, beetroot, tomatoes, or paste, onions, garlic, herbs, and seasonings. But hundreds years ago, it was absolutely different. Ukrainian ancient warriors, Kozaki, made borscht of beetroot kvass. Also, they didn't have veggies we have now. But the idea of rad soup with a balance of sweet, savory, and sour create the recipe we know now. We say 100 housewives, 100 borscht. Everyone makes as he or she likes. Someone grates ingredients, someone cuts. I prefer a half-to-half method. Every ingredient reveals its taste correctly. More delicious rustic food is on our channel. Subscribe and click the bell. There is nothing more delicious than food made in firewood oven. And yes, you even make soup with it. It's so useful while you need to cook several dishes. My handyman is like a superhero, made so much firewood that it's a whole stock for my cooking outdoor hobby. And now, we'll show you the thing you've probably never heard before. Authentic Ukrainian spice, like saffron for Oriental people, smoked plums. When you boil them, you get the most unique smell you can barely imagine. There are people who add sugared plums to borscht. This is good too, but that way it's an addition, not a spice. And smoked plums or pears are the most ancient Ukrainian authentic spices that Ukrainians began to forget about. Just a few details, and a real Carpathian borscht magic will start. This is my own recipe. I mixed a few ways, making borscht in my family, and created the best for me. Time to roll the halotzi. They have to be thick and don't fall apart. By the way, if you want to know the region where it was made without asking, look at the size. Middle, Western, in central Ukraine. Small, South, big, Eastern. Look at this beauty. Have I woken your appetite? Because mine is screaming, asking for this delicacy. Some sauce for rice in the filling to absorb more juice. This is real rustic food. Simple, full of tastes, and a lot of. This pumpkin construction wasn't for fun. It was a great press. Cabbage gave its juice and became softer. And now we have enough to eat for all the winter. Usually it must be fresh cabbage for borscht, but it's a day of experiment for me. And this is very unusual, but tastes so well. I am still full of energy while doing my favorite thing, cooking. For me, it's about making love and share it with others with great tastes and serving. So, what about some bakery for the final? More village life and food aesthetic is already on the channel. Subscribe and like. Big and little pies with cabbage are very popular in Ukraine. We can bake them or fry. Sure, fry is much more popular, but they're quite fatty. And this is what people call guilty pleasure. Meanwhile, borscht is ready, and it needs to stay with lid for a while to get richer taste. As every cuisine in the world, we are proud of our bakery and bread. Also, we truly love other countries' bakeries. For example, Romanian and Moldovan placinta is very similar to our pies, and it's very delicious. The dough is ready, and now I'll make Ukrainian pies. Write in the comments, what is the most delicious pastry or bakery of your country? And maybe I can try. Make it in my style. Our beauties have already started their cabbage feast, but we need to wait just for a little bit more. It's gonna be wonderful. Pie's forming time. Nothing hard. Just fill it with cabbage. I have been doing it since I was 5, I guess. I always helped mother and grandmother on the kitchen, and they taught me quick, and a little surprise inside. Egg yolk for beautiful golden crust on top of the pies. Ancient kitchen hack that always works. Fresh parsley always comes in handy. The aroma of Ukrainian cuisine. Just look how much amazing food you can make from cabbage. I am so proud of myself, and will be more proud to see my husband and your reactions in the comments. Finally, a little feet time after a long day. Rural life is full of pleasures and adventures, but you need to work a lot. This dinner may recharge us after the village life routine. Everything is simply perfect. Simple, rural food made in the amazing firewood oven with homemade ingredients and a lot of love. Delicious and heartwarming. That was Julia. If you enjoy the episode, please like it, subscribe, and click on the bell. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Today we're taking you from the bustling market straight to the cozy village kitchen, where we'll cook tender veal, a true taste of Ukrainian tradition. If you love the magic of village cooking and stories from the heart, subscribe now and come along on this delicious journey with us. My husband is seeing me off to the bus. These small village goodbyes always feel a bit like a ritual, full of warmth and a hint of adventure. Going to the market is one of my favorite parts of city life. So much color, smells, and the chatter of vendors reminds me of old Ukrainian fairs.
Така у вас краса.
І ця краса, буквально буде святий базар. Це може навіть бути на шашлик. Бажано може бути, бо це оброблено масло воском.
Дякую вам. А такого, це нараз не більше.
Suddenly, I felt the urge to buy a vyshyvanka, the beautiful embroidered shirt that tells stories through every stitch.
Мирославник не планував, що ми вам подарок зробимо.
2900.
Did you know that vyshyvankas were once believed to protect the wearer from evil spirits? Each pattern carries a special meaning in Ukrainian culture.
Ні, нам треба курей домашніх, що продають, готове.
Hey, look at this interesting little thing I found. Let's see if I can play it. Fingers crossed.
Ні, ну то всякі, то є базар. А ну пробуй, о, язик забирайте. Ну от бай, то трошки потренуватися.
Та треба тренуватися, я й піду до вас. А ну давайте я попробую.
Ставка на дом. Коли був на цей чай висипали.
Братчики.
Now it's time to buy the meat. I always choose a vendor I trust. Fresh, quality meat makes all the difference in the final dish. In Ukrainian markets, knowing your seller is part of the tradition.
Але ви можете пустити трохи нам відказувати не можна. Хоч по одній. Вам теж. Головне мирні. Хай там вже як буде веселі. Ну, там всього найкраще.
Запечатки нема. Є лише 3, 4, 5, 6, 9.
Here's a tip. Look for meat with a natural pink color and a slight shine. It means it's fresh. Avoid anything that looks dull or has an odd smell.
Так. Дуже файно. Гарна кореспондентка.
Oh, look at these beautiful mirrors. They truly capture the sunlight in the most magical way.
750.
А такі?
700.
Ви рахуєте, що я за 800 маленьких купувала, а тут дійсно можна показати і пасту, і все.
Остались всі по 700 і по 750.
Now I'm thinking I need a basket like this for myself. Something sturdy and charming to carry all my market treasures, just like my granny used to do.
Ти ще співає. А скільки цей розносить, такі дерев'яні?
Well, it's time to head back home now. The market was full of surprises and fresh finds. Here's my husband with a friend. They're kind enough to help me carry everything back to the house. If you enjoy these glimpses of village life and cooking traditions, don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more to share with you. Now I'm washing the rice together with some corn. This mix adds a lovely texture and subtle sweetness to the dish. Washing the rice is important to remove excess starch. It helps keep the grains separate and fluffy after cooking. This combo of rice and corn is popular in many Ukrainian dishes, especially during harvest season when fresh corn is abundant. Okay, now we're taking the cabbage. I'll soak it for a bit. This helps soften the leaves and makes them easier to work with. Cabbage has been a staple in Ukrainian kitchens for centuries. It's in so many traditional dishes, from borscht to holubtsi. I remember my grandmother soaking cabbage leaves when I was little. She said it's the secret to tender rolls that melt in your mouth.
Дрібненьких, як мізинний пальчик. Отак. Отак, добре? І в пічку зараз зробимо. Така буде смакота. Смакота буде. Пальчики оближ.
Soaking also helps reduce bitterness, making the flavor milder and perfect for stuffing or cooking. Now I'm preparing the stove for cooking, a warm, glowing heart of every Ukrainian kitchen. I'm adding salt and pepper to the rice now. Simple seasonings, but they bring out all the natural flavors beautifully. Next, I sprinkle fresh herbs. Dill and parsley are my favorites. They add brightness and that classic Ukrainian touch. And of course, I'm slicing some salo. This traditional Ukrainian delicacy adds richness and a little crunch to the meal. I'm laying slices of sallow at the bottom of the pot. It adds a wonderful flavor and keeps the rolls moist as they cook. Salo is a beloved ingredient in Ukrainian cooking. It's more than food. It's part of our culture and hospitality. Now, I'm preparing to fill each cabbage leaf with the rice mixture, a delicate, hands-on process that requires patience. Stuffing the leaves is a family tradition. My granny always said it's where love and food truly come together. Do you love haluptsi as much as I do? It's one of those dishes that feels like a warm hug from home. Now, I'm covering the stuffed cabbage with more slices of sallow. This keeps everything tender and adds a rich, smoky flavor during cooking. And now we cover everything with more cabbage leaves, sealing in all the flavors as it slowly cooks to perfection. Now we move on to cooking the veal, tender, delicate meat that's been part of Ukrainian cuisine for centuries, especially in festive dishes. Did you know veal was once considered a luxury in rural homes? It was usually reserved for special occasions or important guests. A little tip: marinating veal with garlic and herbs helps to keep it juicy and adds a wonderful depth of flavor. remember my first time cooking veal. I was nervous but excited. The smell filled the kitchen and promised a delicious meal. In Ukraine, veal dishes often bring families together, a reminder that food is love, tradition, and celebration all in one. I remember one cold autumn when I cooked veal for the whole family. The kitchen was filled with laughter and the warm smell of herbs. My grandmother sat nearby, sharing stories of how she used to prepare veal during celebrations when I was a child.
Ярославчику, дай мені, будь ласка, таз. Дякую.
Those moments made me realize cooking is more than just food. It's a way to keep our family history alive. Let's put the veal into the oven. The slow heat will make it tender and full of flavor. While it cooks, it's the perfect time to take a little break and enjoy the peaceful village atmosphere.
Так, то це таке те, що тобі непогано. А на дворі дощ.
My husband is outside tending to the garden, carefully pulling out the stubborn weeds that try to take over. He always says that a well-kept garden reflects the heart of the home, and I couldn't agree more. It's a labor of love that feeds both body and soul.
такого хреню мені накопав.
Світло буде.
Вау!
По холодцу будеш.
Ох! Дякую. Та це цілий букет.
My husband just brought me a whole bouquet of horseradish, fresh from the garden, full of that spicy kick we love. Now I'm going to paint some eggs, a beloved Ukrainian tradition full of colors and stories passed down through generations. Each pattern and color tells its own tale, symbolizing hope, health, and the arrival of spring in our villages. I'm going to use onion skins to dye the eggs today. This natural method gives such a warm, earthy brown color. This technique has been passed down through generations in Ukrainian villages, where people used what nature gave them to create beautiful and meaningful Easter eggs. My grandmother always told me the richest, deepest colors come from the simplest ingredients, and onion skins are one of the best examples of that. For me, the whole process is like a quiet ceremony, turning plain eggs into little treasures that carry stories of family, faith, and the arrival of spring.
Ну, ходимо дивитися, як наше м'язко. Як наше м'язко.
Now it's time to check on the meat. The aroma has filled the kitchen, wrapping the whole room in a cozy, comforting hug.
А голубчики закриваю там. де вони нам не рахували. Так завтра ж після церкви будемо голубці їсти. Ану, відкривайте.
Oh, wow, just look at this deliciousness. It's cooked to perfection.
Відкривайте, відкривайте, Васильович, відкривайте. Ой, дякую. Дякую.
То паста.
Ага. А ну як наші голубчики. Ах. Ах, яка краса. Ну що, будемо пробувати цього міска.
I'm already getting excited. I can't wait to sit down and taste all these wonderful flavors. Moments like this remind me why cooking is such a special way to bring everyone together. If you enjoyed this journey from market to oven, please subscribe. There's so much more village life and cooking magic ahead. Today we're in the Carpathians sharing a slow morning with family. We'll be cooking homemade borscht over fire, making sweet apple skewers, and enjoying breakfast the Ukrainian ways with soul. If you love quiet moments, real food, and Ukrainian traditions, don't forget to subscribe. There's more to come.
Ой, мої красиві.
Let's start with breakfast. Out here, mornings are slow, and that's the beauty of them. No rush, just the sound of the fire and the smell of something cooking. First, coffee, brewed on the stove, rich and smoky. It's the kind of coffee that warms your hands and slows down your thoughts. Now let's slice the veggies for the ragu with salo and little sausages. It's rustic, hearty, and smells like childhood Sundays at my granny's place. Now I'm toasting slices of white bread and topping them with homemade ragu. Simple, filling, and full of love. The kind of food that speaks without words. In Ukraine, breakfasts are meant to nourish, not just the body, but memory too. What does your perfect morning look like? Breakfast is ready. Now I'm off to feed my husband, because in Ukraine, food is love made visible. Fun fact, traditional Ukrainian breakfasts often include fermented dairy like sire, which helps digestion and connects us to centuries of rural life.
Тут треба буде нам намазати.
Also, sharing a meal is a sacred ritual here. It's how families pass down stories, wisdom, and warmth from one generation to the next. All right, now let's move on to breakfast. For us, it's more than just food. It's a moment to gather and feel close. Family traditions shape how we eat, how we talk, how we share. At our table, every meal tells a story. What about you? What's one breakfast tradition you cherish with your loved ones? Growing up, breakfast at my granny's house was always a big, joyful event. The whole family would gather around the table, sharing not just food, but stories from their day and dreams for the future. Those moments taught me that food connects us in ways words can't always reach. What family memory warms your heart? Meanwhile, I boiled some eggs. Simple, but full of comfort. It's amazing how small things like this carry so much meaning. Now, I'm packing sandwiches for me and my husband to take with us. It's my way of sending a little warmth and care with him through the day. In Ukraine, preparing food for someone is a silent way to say, I love you. No fancy words needed, just the act itself. If you enjoy these quiet, heartfelt moments in Ukrainian traditions, don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more to share with you. Just look at this view, the mountains stretching endlessly. It's moments like these that make my heart full. I truly love these Carpathian peaks. They feel alive, timeless, like a quiet guardian of our stories. Ukraine's nature is so beautiful, from rolling hills to dense forests. It's a treasure we're lucky to call home. Now we're gathering fallen leaves around the yard. It's a simple chore, but one that brings the family together, a quiet way to care for our home. In Ukraine, keeping the land tidy is part of respecting nature and the spirits of the place, a tradition passed down through generations. My granny always said, a clean yard is a happy heart. It's not just about neatness, but about harmony with the world around us.
То є, такі далі. Аж тут поговкою.
What simple family chores bring you closer to those you love? I'd love to hear your stories. Oh, we've worked up quite a sweat. Time to take a break and enjoy some food. There's something special about resting together after hard work. It makes the meal taste even better. Moments like these remind me why family and food are so deeply connected in our culture. While my husband is taking care of the fire outside, I'm hanging our pillows and blankets to dry. There's something so peaceful about letting fresh mountain air breathe new life into our home textiles. Now I'll tidy up inside, making sure everything is in place. For us, keeping the home clean and welcoming is a way of honoring our family traditions and the love we share. Decorating Ukrainian homes with woven rugs or kalimki is a centuries-old tradition. These colorful patterns tell stories of family, nature, and protection. Each rug is handmade, often passed down through generations, symbolizing warmth and the spirit of home, a true piece of living history. Oh, salo, I absolutely adore it. It's simple, yet deeply rooted in Ukrainian culture. For many of us, it's more than just food. It's a symbol of heritage, comfort, and family gatherings. Now, I'm getting ready to prepare lunch for us. It won't take long, but it will be full of honest, hearty flavors. Food that nourishes both body and soul after a busy day. I'll also slice fresh cucumbers to go alongside. Their crispness and coolness perfectly balance the richness of sallow, creating a simple yet delicious harmony on the plate. Now it's time to prepare our apple skewers, a simple treat that's both sweet and refreshing, perfect for a day spent outdoors. A little tip: when you slice the apples, try to keep the pieces uniform so they cook evenly and look beautiful on the skewer. Did you know that apples have been grown in Ukraine for centuries? They're a staple of our orchards and a symbol of health and prosperity. Growing up, my family loved making these together. It was always a fun way to bring everyone outside and share some laughter. What simple family recipes bring back your favorite memories? I'd love to hear your stories about food and togetherness. Just look at these apple skewers. Fresh, colorful, and ready to be enjoyed. A simple treat that brings a bit of sweetness to our mountain day. All right, it's time to finally taste everything we've prepared. On our table, we have boiled eggs, crispy potatoes, and those fresh apple skewers, a perfect mix of flavors. Oh, looks like we have some guests. There's nothing like sharing good food with friends and family. I love how simple ingredients, when made with care, turn into something so satisfying. Every bite brings back memories of family gatherings and slow mornings. Well, it's time to head back home. After a day like this, I feel full, not just from food, but from memories and love. Now, it's time to prepare borscht for dinner, a dish that's truly the heart of Ukrainian cuisine. Every family has their own recipe, passed down like a precious heirloom. Did you know that borscht has been around for centuries? Its roots trace back to ancient times when beets were prized for their vibrant color and health benefits. For us, borscht isn't just food. It's a symbol of home, warmth, and togetherness. The rich aroma fills the house and brings everyone to the table. Growing up, my granny would start making borscht early in the morning, letting it simmer slowly so all the flavors could mingle perfectly. The secret ingredient? Love, of course, and plenty of fresh vegetables from the garden. Each ingredient has its own story and purpose in the pot. Borscht is more than beets. It's potatoes, cabbage, carrots, sometimes beans, and a hint of garlic that gives it that unforgettable depth. Every family adds their own twist. Some like it with smoked meat, others keep it vegetarian, but the soul of the dish remains the same. In Ukraine, serving borscht is an act of hospitality and respect. It's the dish that welcomes guests and comforts the soul. I remember my granny telling stories around the kitchen while stirring the pot. Stories of old traditions, celebrations, and the meaning behind each ingredient. Preparing borscht is like weaving a tapestry of flavors, memories, and family history. Each spoonful carries a piece of who we are. Today, I'm honored to continue this tradition, cooking borscht over the fire just like generations before me. It's more than cooking, it's preserving culture. And once it's ready, we'll gather around the table, sharing not just food, but stories, laughter, and love. The true recipe of borscht.
Це не будеш. Саме для нашого смаку.
What dishes carry your family's history? I'd love to hear your stories because every meal has a story worth telling. Everything looks so delicious now, the borscht simmering and the table set. It's moments like these that make me appreciate the simple joys of life. Outside, it's already dark, a quiet reminder of how the day's work turns into evening rest and family time. Ukrainian traditions teach us to cherish these times, when food, family, and stories come together in perfect harmony. If you've enjoyed this journey through Ukrainian traditions and food, please subscribe. There's so much more warmth and stories waiting for you. Wishing us a delicious meal and sending you all good vibes and great mood. Enjoy every moment.
Life of Julia, and today, you're gonna dive into simple life of village people with their work, food, and culture. Get ready for interesting content and join us. In Ukraine, we believe that if you wake up early, God bless you. Anyway, we are used to wake up early because we have a lot of things to do. Please subscribe and click the bell to watch more videos about rural life. I'll need some clear water first. It's so much better than bottled one. Fresh and sweet, it comes from underground and is much heathier. Rural life is impossible to imagine without fresh milk. Our cows care about us a lot, so we take care of them twice. Because of these beauties, we can not only drink milk, but cook homemade cheese, butter, sour cream, and cottage cheese. Everyone is taught from the childhood that you must find the key to the cow's heart, give her a name, and behave like it's part of the family. After milking, it's necessary to pet. What can be better than your own preservations? Yes, it takes time to cook, but it's perfect when you can make everything like you want. Put specific ingredients and have an access every day. You'll never buy something like this in supermarket. Now we have some milk for today, thanks to cow, and we have a lot, so it's honest to share with lovely pets. They like it. It's not good to drink the milk right now. It has to be at least filtered by sieve. And now, I'll start some preparations for the most delicious dish ever. I need some preserved cabbage leaves. Have you already guessed what it can be? A clue. It's very typical for Ukrainian cuisine. Harvest of grapes this year is incredible. Air absorbs the aroma and it becomes so warm, sweet, and fresh, especially in combo with the smell of the mountains' forests. Share in the comments. You've guessed the name of the dish. In today's menu, it's cabbage rolls. It's very traditional food for Ukrainians. There are thousands of recipes with every kind of meat and cereal, vegetarian, big and small-sized, with cabbage or with beetroot leaves. Usually, I prefer to cook it with 2 types of grain. So, it needs to be washed and boiled. The taste of the childhood. Also, I'll need some carrots and onions for the filling. Grated, it's so much tastier and easy to cook. One little secret from me. If you fry onions before cooking the whole dish, it'll be twice delicious. Onion loses bitterness and specific smell. Also, it becomes softer. Salt, pepper, and parsley. All you need for the perfect filling. No more spices and stuff. It's already perfect. I also like to add some dried herbs to add a note to the smell of my rolls, but not into filling. Add some at the bottom of your cookware, and you'll be nicely surprised. As well as we end to remove the solid part of the leaves, we can start to roll. In Ukrainian cuisine, this dish is called holubtsi. Every woman knows how to make them delicious. Depends on region, it could be very big or very small, filled with meat or fish, stewed or baked. But anyway, it's fantastic. As you see, I prefer small. They are so cute and easy to eat. My friend from Odessa, another region near the sea, agrees. In that region, this is a rule. Holubtsi must be as small as your pinky finger. What is your best memory about grandparents? Mine? The day they teach me to cook apple pies. It was delicious not only because of homemade products for cooking, but because it was full of love, kindness, and joy of being together. The recipe of dough is quite easy. Milk, sugar, yeast, and flour is what me mixing first. While it rests, subscribe and like the video. My grandma forbade me to peel the apples for pies. She believed all the vitamins are keeping there. But I hate to get the peels from the teeth, honestly. Now, let's chop the apples. Sweet and juicy, it symbolizes life far away from city, where you can just pick it from the tree, bite and feel the magic of nature's, and people labor goes together. Caramelizing apples is satisfying. The sounds of sugar and apple juice on the pan, the smell of the caramel, such a vibe.
Szyku mi.
Dough starter is ready, so it's time to turn it into a dough. Eggs and oil will do the job. Sifted flour is full of oxygen. That helps our future pies to be fluffy and soft. I asked myself, why not to make more fillings? Diversity is very useful. It helps us to learn the tastes and be free to choose. Freedom is some important for Ukrainians. I had some cottage cheese left. Sounds like perfect fillings. Maybe it'll take me more time to cook, but it's a pleasure to me, especially when I can turn around for a sec and watch the beauty of Carpathian nature. My world's best ancient oven with firewood will make the perfect food. No modern stoves and oven are compared. The weather today is rainy. I wish you could feel the air in the mountains before the rain comes. It's a bit cold, but I like it. The air is fresher than usual, and mysterious Carpathians looks even higher. If you like watching satisfying videos about nature and traditions, please subscribe and support us with like. Continue to cook on my cozy kitchen. It's a bit pity, because I love working outside. But I guess my pies don't like it that much. I fill my mini pies with cottage cheese and dry grapes. It's quite usual combo for me, but it's super healthy and tasty. My wonderful oven is almost ready to bake. I can imagine the smell. That air in the room will absorb. Today's perfumes are made with different aromas, include fresh bakery and pastry. I wish I had one, and it could be my favorite. Another pie is having a form of a roll. It looks nice when you cut it. And for the last one, I cut some green onions. Fresh herbs and greens from your own garden is always a good idea for the dish. I have never heard before, but there are regions in Ukraine where nobody makes cottage cheese salty. It's more about central part of the country. In places close to borders with Poland, Romania, and Moldova, everyone knows and likes it. If you had never tried to brush your bakery with egg yolk, try it. It's gonna be gold and a bit crusty. Our cabbage rolls go first, then I put pies. Can't wait to enjoy them at dinner. I hope you like this video. Please let me know with your like and subscription. I cover my pies with traditional Ukrainian art and craft called rushnik. It is handmade, stitched by colored threads, and has a kind of magic power for us. I believe it makes my pies better. Time's up and cabbage rolls are ready too. Believe me, this is marvelous. When you have that much grapes and live in the village, sure, you'll make homemade wine. If you can ever travel to Ukraine, meet locals and have a glass. Promise, you can never be that funny. Singing, dancing, and joking like after that. Now you can see the most traditional Ukrainian dinner ever. Who works a lot needs to eat a lot. For Ukrainians, it's a shame when your table is not breaking because of amount of food. Of course, a pray before the food. It's an important tradition of our family. And then we can eat. Such a big pleasure to share the evening with lovely person, delicious meal, and cup of warm milk while it's cold and rainy outside. And just for appetizer, a glass of homemade red wine. The culture of wine is everywhere different, but everywhere is based on smart drinking with suitable snacks and dishes. The magic moment. Warm, sunny morning after the rainy night. If you're sad or depressed, always remember this wisdom and think about the best things can happen to you tomorrow. As usual, morning begins with my nice girls. It's very important to know that if you have a cow, you're responsible to wake up early to feed and milk her anyway, even if you don't need milk.
Зайди, зайди, сюди. Ну, сі.
Seems like girls try their best. I can remember like long time ago they were just little calves, and now they are beautiful and elegant adult cows. Aren't they amazing?
Лиська баба. Намастила ручок. Намастила ручок.
And sure, after milking, I say thanks and pet them to show my gratitude and respect.
Ідіть собі пасіть. Пішли, Мицька, йдім. Мицька, пішли. Гейка, бабуль, пішли.
Kitties also need breakfast. Can you see how much he's enjoying?
На столі месочка. Кукурудзи мені дав, там курам.
Our fluffy little rabbits prefer some grain for the morning. By the way, there are special diets for different kinds of rabbits because their stomach has a lot of problems. Grain is also a good breakfast for hens. The most famous symbol of village life, scythe. It always has to be sharp and good because grass grows so fast, like when you just clipped. Pigs were waiting for the food for too long. Let's give them their delicacy. Look how happy she is with her oinks.
Та тут їх є на землі досить.
Все, пошли.
Ходи, Леся, ходи. Ходи, ходи. Ходи, сюда. Ходи, да.
And meet our pride and tenderness, horse and pony. It's truly one of the most elegant and beautiful animals, and especially cute to see them small. Like in every country, attitude to animals in Ukraine is very special. We love them and respect them. We are grateful for meat, milk, eggs, wool they give us. We are always feel joy about emotions and friendship we get, while pet and tacking care of them. It's a specific connection that helps to be closer to nature.
Там на дворі є. Мамицька. Шумицька.
Every animal is pretty full, and that means we can finally have breakfast too. Sandwiches are so nice while you have too much work. Easy, quick, and tasty. It's good to have your meal outside. Living among the Carpathian Mountains is a big privilege to enjoy the beauty. Hear the sounds of the wind blowing every single grass, and dive into the peaceful atmosphere that doesn't allow any stress to go through. You motivate us with your likes and comments. Please subscribe and hit the bell for us to make more joyful videos.
Ромашки для нашої Наташки. Та хата наша, бачиш. Пару днів сонця починати рвати.
Season of sweetest and juiciest peaches is open. The harvest seems to be good. This year, we had a big luck with every fruit and vegetable. We worked hard and pray a lot to get it. Peach is an unbelievable plant. In spring, it has a lot of marvelous and beautiful pink blooming, and the smell of it you can feel for a long distance. In summer, it gives you large, fleshy fruits, that good, that you can eat a kilo and didn't realize it. Now watch me making homemade cottage cheese. Some viewers of mine probably have never seen it in shops because it's not that popular in other countries. But if you want, you can try to cook it at home. It's easy. For cooking cottage cheese, you only have to boil the milk and add some vinegar or lemon juice. Whey will separate and it's ready. Making homemade ingredients, growing up fruits and vegetables, have domestic animals. It's a dream in real life. Yes, it's a big labor. But we sure that labor is an honor that ennobles people.
Мама мене заболіла. Ой-ой-ой. Отак, так, ой-ой-ой. Отак надо мене заболіти. Дуже файно. Миця, йди сюди. Мицька, ну йди до нас, іди. Миця мій, ну Боже, як ти засумував за бабусю. Ну йой-ой-ой, Миця мій. Боже мій, Боже.
Looking around, I am so proud and joyful. Always be grateful for everything you already have, because it's your labor, experience, and emotions.
Так. Ой, яка в нас любов. Яка у нас любов. Так? Ну так. Ой, Боже. Ой, Боже. Бабуся теж за тобою засумувала дуже-дуже.
Dinner time comes, and I need something special for this wonderful evening. Fresh vegetables form the garden is the best decision. Today's dinner will be very special. People who live in apartments always want a possibility to grill on the open fire. And we have it. I wish you can be our guests, and we can share this amazing smoky food with you.
Дві, давай.
What is a perfect addition to me for meat to grill? Sure, it's onion. Please, share in the comments. What do you usually add to your BBQ? I also like to use mayo to marinate. Maybe it seems weird to you, but in Ukraine, it's quite popular. Grilled meat with grilled vegetables. Classic combo for every part of the world. I guess best restaurants also suggest it. So now, we'll eat like in restaurant.
Ce cusai se uiuise.
The recipe I often use for grill vegetables includes some mustard. It adds a little piquancy and make vegetables feel absolutely different in your mouth. As I said early, for Ukrainians, it's very important to have a lot of food on the table. Some guests can suddenly come, and it's necessary to please them with everything possible. Ukrainian hospitality is famous by big tables full of different dishes, for everyone to find something special.
Що їм миється? Ну, пішли. Пішли митися, пішли, там шашличок смажиться. Пішли.
I love romance and aesthetics, so flowers will come in handy. It's much more pleasure to eat and watch this beauty on your table.
Він лежить і не дише, він неначе спить, золоте волосся, вітер шелестить, царинка, матінка.
It's impossible to live without music. When you're happy, your soul sings. So never be afraid and sing whenever you want.
Ne pare che mo studente.
Another delightful day is over. But now, we just enjoy each other. Dinner and sounds of night mountains.
Нормально посмажено. А у нас тут морик далі прийшов. А помідорка така смачна, пропечена. Смакота. Ніч така...
If you like this video, please subscribe and we promise to become better every time. Thank you for watching and let your life be peaceful and full of nice moments with closest people. Today, we're gonna show you another day in a Ukrainian village. Beautiful, peaceful, where nature, humans, and animals live in harmony and respect each other. Join us in this nice little adventure of the rural life. Morning in the village begins. And for us, it means the start of the to-do list of household duties. While we prepare to start, please subscribe to the channel to see more amazing traditions and life in Ukraine.
Дякую, Боже, за все. І дай, Боже, файної днини мені і всім людям.
Religious small rituals are quite important in Ukraine. So my morning could start from the prayer. We thank God for everything we have. But Ukraine is secular state, so no one has to do that. It's all about your free will. This summer is hot and the grass grows up so fast. Let's mow it. The smell of the grass is everywhere. It's fresh, nice, and makes you happy. Why? Because it's one of the most summer smells ever. How much we love this smell. It has a unique note of sourness that air is absorbing and keeping for a long time. Nature smells are much better than any home perfumes.
Вау, вау, доброго раночку. А як ти спала, моя красунечка? Порожна мисочка, боже мій, порожна мисочка. Зараз уже буде.
As we say in Ukraine, work is not a wolf. It's not going to run to the forest. Much more important is to care about pets first. We are responsible for them, and we love them so much. Isn't it a cute kitty? Write in the comments about your pets. Ukrainian nature is unbelievably beautiful. Green mountains, full of forests, aromatic herbs and flowers, juicy sweet berries, fresh cold streams, and the clearest possible air. By the way, did you know that Ukraine also have sea, little desert, canyons, and pink lakes? There is something special to share the knowledge you collected from years. Sometimes kids can ask not to teach them, and that's okay. That's a part of growing up. But they always can return to ask for an advice, for a wisdom of adults. And in the fast modern world of technologies, we can ask them too. Now, when we're done with the grass, it's time to continue. There is a lot of work in summer day of the countryside, and it's always enough for everyone. Water from the well is something you can never buy in shop. If you though water has no taste, you've probably never been in a village. It's not just fresh and sweet, it contains a lot of minerals that are good for human health. Good work means delicious meal to charge you with energy and delight. The most wonderful thing for this is meat. Village people are used to eat fresh farmers' meat, full of protein and vitamins. Today's stars of the table are steaks. There are so many ways to cook them, and I'll show you my favorite one. Everything has a meaning in cooking, even the water you use, and I'll pay attention to every detail. Meanwhile, boys are ready to create something useful for our house. This is such a pleasure to watch somebody creating things by their own. And more pleasant is to use it. I'll make a mix of favorite seasonings for meat in stupka. Traditional wooden spice mortar. Let's mix together pepper, turmeric, paprika, and some more mixes. It all will add unique taste to meat. Interested in Ukrainian culture and rural life? Please subscribe and watch more videos about it. For our future firewood, we need to saw boards and logs. That was easy thanks to our little helpers. When you're a hardworking person, everything is on your side, and your mood is always nice and optimistic. So even the work under the summer sun is not that scary because you think about the beauty surrounds you and enjoying the moment. One of the biggest secrets of good meat is to give it time to rest in seasonings, and we'll have time to do other duties. I want to surprise my boys with a delicious shack. Summer is a time for taking sunbathes and eat a lot of fresh food to recharge your immune system before winter. That's why I want to collect something special for the snack. When I was little, I tried to turn everything into a game. And the funniest memory is when our neighbor's son imagined the strawberries are gold and we're travelers that looking for it. We collected even green berries, and his parents chased after us all over the village. I breathe in and breathe out with the aroma of sweet, ripe strawberries, mixed with a little bit sour and fresh smell of green grass. It is fantastic, and it awakens appetite. Look how beautiful it is. In Ukraine, there are so much ways to eat strawberries. In south and eastern part of the country, people like it uncut with a sugar. In western, finely chopped with sugar and sour cream. But everyone agrees that it's amazing for vareniki, traditional dish from dough and different fillings. What can be better when you're thirsty than a cup of well water? It cools down, quench thirst, and helps to focus on your work. Being polite is being attentive to people. We always tell all kids to share and to think about the others. The biggest happiness is to receive flowers from closest people with no occasion. When someone is looking on the flowers, collecting it and thinking about you, that means love. When you want, just give the attention, even if it's something small and usual.
Квіти – це є польові квіти, назбирані, нарвані своїми руками. Дякую тобі. Зараз готую сніданок і вас покличу до сніданка. Ви любите ягоди? Так. О, добре. Я готую вже вам ягоди. Це дякую, синочку. Дякую, бо ти великий вирос. Дякую. Я дуже люблю ромашки. А ти теж любиш? А які ти дуже квіти любиш? Тюльпани. Тюльпани, бачиш? Я теж люблю тюльпани.
One more handmade bouquet. They know my love language, and my way to say I love you is cooking, so they'll be surprised by food made with love.
Миття. Будемо м'яти, рвати мить.
And here comes my delicious breakfast, healthy and full of true summer taste. Looks like this fluffy cutie also wants to join. Now the work is almost done. And here is the stock of firewood to cook amazing things in the old oven. The best summer breakfast of Ukrainians: cottage cheese with fresh strawberries, sour cream, and sugar. Recommend you to try. By the way, cottage cheese has a lot of protein, so if you're visiting Jim, pay attention to this fact. And the best addition, strawberry tea to feel the vibe for sure. While everyone is focused on the job, you can subscribe and support us with likes. It motivates us to create more unique videos, show you the beauty of Ukraine and simple rural life. Finally, we deserve some rest. This pleasure to see everyone sharing the breakfast is as big as a pleasure to understand that all food on the table is homemade. No supermarket products, only nature bless, help of the animals, and love.
На здоров'ячко. Пашнючий. Угу.
Kitty is also hungry. And of course, we share some cottage cheese because he loves it so much.
Звичайно, що є.
Work waits again. Having such a big, beautiful homestead means life among the beauty and comfort, but it also means to take care of it all the time. Elder people in the village always say, "The bad house is the house where nobody works." How do you like the meat made by fire and smoke? I'm pretty sure a lot of you can say it's much better than the pan. So, we need to make fire. Ukrainian women can use axe very good. In Ukraine, we believe that fire symbolizes cozy home, can protect from forces of evil, and is saint. We use it for Orthodox rituals a lot. Fire is also important for Slavic paganism. For example, there is a holiday called Ivana Kupala, and for attraction, we jump over the fire. Tourists from other countries admit that Ukrainians are fast and brisk. I can agree. We always have a lot of things to do and need to do it in time. The steaks seem to be marinated. Need to check before cooking because I want them to be very tasty. I had no doubts, it's amazing. Look at this wonderful meat that's going to turn into a perfect dinner. You can ask why home vegetables and fruits are so good. A lot of reasons. But one of these? The good water. Now, let's get back to business. Last preparations for the steaks. If you can just feel the smell, it's gonna be better than in restaurant. There is never too much seasoning. Modern recipes include variety of spices, glazing, and sauces that reveal the taste of meat and make it soft. Meanwhile, the stock of firewood becomes bigger, thanks to our helpers. Never be afraid to ask for help. It's okay, especially if you have so much work. Remember that people are kind enough, and always say thanks by words and not only. Oil helps to reduce dryness and make the crust that everybody loves so much. And last small details for dinner to be simply amazing. By the way, meat is always more delicious if you hit it well. This good boy deserves to try some first. Seems that fluffy critter likes it a lot. And let the fire magic begin. The sound of meat on fire is so satisfying. You can subscribe to our channel and watch a lot of simple and delightful videos about the everyday life of village people. We'll be so happy if you join us. My husband likes everything I cook, but the best thing for him is grilled meat. There is a stereotype that men like meat more than women. I refute. It's one of my favorite dishes, too. Personally, I never cook meat until it's completely done. I prefer to make a crust and a nice color, and then to close it. Meat comes to readiness by its own, keeping all the juice and softness. My favorite ancient oven is also prepared for something special. I guess I never heard about of one dish in other countries. Follow me. I show you one healthy and delicious dessert.
Висить ябко, висить, вона впасти мусить. Копрадівка файна, вийти заміж мусить.
All Ukrainians, and I'm not an exception, always singing. While you cooking and singing, you charge the food with your love, mood, and positive vibes. In the apples that are seasoned with cinnamon, I put some cottage cheese. Have you ever tried this or heard about? Share in the comments, please. Steaks were already good, but I know how to make them better. Some garlic, butter, more spices, and roll into foil. Garlic will make the taste of meat stronger, and butter will add a gentle, creamy note. I think it could be so delicious.
Михайлику, ходи мені поможе, будь ласка. Прошу. Несемо туди до пічки. Поставимо пічку.
We need to bake the apples. Yes, with cottage cheese, everything is right.
Ти потримаєш, і ми зараз поставимо в пічку.
I never heard someone from other country cooks it. But for every Ukrainian child, it's a best dessert ever. Gluten and sugar-free, but sweet, nutritive, and easy to cook. Meat is supposed to be eaten with side dishes. But what if we skip this rule for today and make something more special? Crusty onion rings are what we start to cook not so long ago, but love it so much. It tastes with everything if you want to watch some sports with beer or just to add to your dinner.
Миється тобі добре там?
While my helper watches me to do everything right, I'm making breading from eggs, flour, and breadcrumbs. Can't wait to have this dinner. A few minutes in boiling oil. Golden, crusty, and aromatic, homemade onion rings are ready. And apples seem to be backed, too. Time to take it out to cool down a bit. Smells like apple pie, but even better.
Зможеш? Горяче? Можу. Добре. Пішли.
When you work a lot, you never notice the day flew by. Birds singing are changed by crickets talking. Sun goes down and the light becomes soft and a bit pink. It's such a beauty to meet the sunset among the high green Carpathians. The dinner is delicious. Everyone is tired, but happy. And I'm happy for them being pleased.
Генький стейк, все нормально, все файно. А як кільця вам?
Кільце добре.
Смачні, правда?
That was Basic Life of Julia. Support us with your likes and subscribe not to miss new videos. Let your life be full of delight and happiness.
Дякую.